Greetings, everybody. I am Caddy Damas. Welcome to Zenith Online Racing, the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm filling in tonight for Ginnett to Win It, who is in the lobby racing himself. Hope everyone is having a great Monday evening wherever you are. We are in for an exciting race here. Mexico City, the highest elevation of any track. Though I don't think that makes a difference on this game. But either way, we are here, and we have some cars out on track. It looks like a racing point. It may take me a minute to figure out who some of these guys are. And yes, it is Zoinks Zazu. That is an awfully fun name to say. First one out. Followed by Zemagolis, a familiar face from a different racing league that I commentate in. What else do we have back there? It looks like an Alfa Romeo. That looks like Sir Harry Hotspur, possibly. Also, another excellent name to say. We have Ryan. That's just easier to say than all the X's. Out there in the Haas. What else do we have out there right now? We have Sam in the Toro Rosso. Doth thou hoist in the Renault. Let's go on board with Zoinks Zazu in the racing point. Ooh, I thought he was going to be first, but it looks like Zemagolis has gotten by. He'll be the first man to cross the line, going through the S section, which is actually appropriately named the S's. Wonder how they came up with that name. Very creative, Mexico. Into the stadium section. An excellent section it looks to watch a race from. Slow twisty bit on Paradelta, only corner I really know the name of. Getting ready to start down this long straight. This is the second longest straight outside of Baku on the F1 calendar. Here he is. How late he brakes going into the chicane. Ooh, a bit of a lockup on that front right. He gets through it pretty good. First man out there, so we will see what kind of time he can set for the others to chase. Looking at some of the past results, I think the Red Bulls are going to be the cars to watch out for. Looking at the last race results, it was the two Red Bulls that had first and second. Pull up the standings real quick. And it is Puff Digital in the Red Bull, who is leading the way over Gruesome Car. Followed by Fusalim and then Zemagolis. This man is in fourth place, 99 points back, so he will be wanting to make up some time. Let's put up some detail here and see what kind of tires are being fitted. Looks like we have a mix of some softs and some hards as he goes around Paradelta. Let's see what kind of time he can put on the board, and it looks like a 1:15.9. Zoinks will be the next one coming around the line, and a 1:15.9 as well. What else do we have that's going around? It's going to be crossing the line. There's No Jersey, not to be confused with New Jersey. We may have gotten a track extending warning. I wish I could see when laps were invalidated, but Webmasters doesn't want to show me that information, so unfortunately, we cannot see. Let's see what kind of time the man... No, a little bit of clank with the wall there. I believe that's where Botas crashed. And that is only going to be good enough for a 1:18. Doth thou hoist going to the top with a 1:15.4, followed by Puff Digital with a 1:15.7. So we'll see if anybody can break into the 1:14s here. Looks like Bobby Teva here on the medium tires. Let's see what kind of time he can do. It's a tough little section to get right there. You feel like you got to go so slow around that corner properly and then get on the power as quick as you can. Leading up to the line, Bobby sets a 1:19.5. Let's see who else we have out here right now. Brent Crystals in the McLaren. One of my favorite cars to look at on this game as he approaches the stadium section. 20 cars in this lobby. The most cars I've commentated on, so I'm trying to keep up with all the action best I can. Remember, I am only one man. We have a brief yellow flag in Sector 2. Most likely a car getting out of the way. And what can Brent Crystals do? Brent is going to set a time of an indeterminate time. Must have had the lap invalidated, so we do not know. Go on board with Arbega in the Red Bull. See what kind of time he can do as he goes through Sector 2. This track really defined by one very fast sector, one very tight, twisty sector. Actually, pretty much two tight, twisty sectors, I would say. As I almost dropped my controller. Anyway, let's see what he can do as he gets through going into the stadium section. The stream is still going. That is always a plus here. Our stream on the official Zenith Online Racing channel. So let's hope it works out. And he sets a time of a 1:16.6. Getting it to win it on those hard tires at 1:17.8. That is pretty solid. Let's see what kind of time he can do on this lap as he gets these hard tires into temperature. As he goes into the pits, so never mind, we will not see what he is going to be doing. Let's ride on board here with Sam M in the Toro Rosso. He is also on the medium tires. We have a few medium tire runners right now. We will see if that's going to make a difference here when it comes to strategy. I think it's about time for a new headset because I just lost audio. There we go. Lost audio in one ear. That was kind of weird. But anyway, it's back. Let's see what the man in the Toro Rosso can do. Ooh, as he gets a little wild. Is he going to keep the wheels on it? Ooh, and I think he actually kept it out of the wall. Well done, sir. Well done indeed. So let's hop on board here with the Williams of Destroyer. Some really great names in this lobby, I gotta say. We got Puff Digital Gruesome Car, who's up there with a 1:15.9. Sir Harry Hotspur. That's a fun name to say. 1:15.9. Stig MX5 also up there, 1:17.5. Gets a little draft and then pulls out of it here in the Williams. 20 cars to follow makes it a little difficult, so I will try to get on board with everybody here at some point if I can. As we are already only 10 minutes left in this qualifying. 8 minutes has just flown right by. Let's see what the Williams can do. I like that helmet design. That is a sharp looking helmet there, especially for the Mexican Grand Prix. Showing the colors of Mexico. As he approaches the stadium section, down into third gear, gets a nice bite into there. All the way down into second for that tight left-hander. Going around Peralta. I believe that's how you pronounce it. If I'm mispronouncing it, you'll have to excuse me. Let's see what the Williams can do. A 1:16.8. So let's see who else we have going out here. We got Prince Ali in the Alfa Romeo. I like his car number. That is my car number as well, 42. Good number. Add a 0 to the end and you're doing all right. But let's see what the man can do. He's going a little bit wide, trying to stay out of the way. The Ferrari goes around him. Who was in that Ferrari right there? That is probably, was that RC, I believe. Let's see what kind of time RC can set in. It's a 1:15.5. Good enough for third right now as Puff Digital goes to the top with a 1:15.1. Showing why he is, in fact, leading the standings at the moment. The man has some speed. Let's see who else we have not hopped on board with yet. Gruesome Car in the Haas. Have not followed him at all, so let's see what kind of time he can set. Goes through the stadium section and get on the power as quick as possible, as clean as possible. Accelerating out, and let's see what kind of time can he improve on the 1:15.9 he's already set, and it does not look like it. Who have I not followed for a lap yet? Sir Harry Hotspur, but I'm guessing he is probably going to be going into the pits. Yes, indeed. He's not even using DRS at the moment. We can on board here with the McLaren of Stig MX5 as we're going with a low wing shot as we go into turn number 1 and then quickly back out. I really wish they would give me more than 2 camera angles to choose from. If you ever watch any of these streams, Codemasters, give us who commentate and spectate a lot more choices for camera angles, because some of these are pretty good. It would be nice to be able to just flick to it and ride on board with that front wing. That would be a heck of a view to follow for a minute. But I digress, because I'm sure they don't listen to me. But anyway, let's see what Stig can do. Can he live up to the Top Gear Stig, aka Michael Schumacher? Oh, as he comes up on the back of the Force India. I've been doing so good about calling it a Racing Point, and there I slipped up and called it a Force India. Excuse me, the Racing Point. Why they had to change their name is just annoying. I know why they had to change their name, but it's still just annoying. But anyway, let's see what Stig can do. It was a little wide there, but able to recover and get on the power, and sets a time of a 1:16.4. It is good enough for 9th right now. Arbiga on the medium tires. Is he going into the pits? It does look like he's going into the pits. That was a Toro Rosso behind him. We go down. Well, this is quite the camera view. I don't know if I've seen that one very much, but let's see what Bobby Teva can do. We're on board with him briefly for a moment. He sets a time of a 1:15.9, so that is pretty solid right there. Who else do we have going around at the moment? A lot of people in the pits. No Jersey is still going around on the 3-lap-old soft tires. Brent Crystals. Prince Ali is about to cross the line. He has not set a time yet. Only man to not set a time right now. So you know he wants to get on the board. And let's see what kind of time he can do. Let's see where he's at in the standings. He's in the standings. He is down in 18th, so you know he's going to want to score some points here. Oh yeah, I forgot I had 2 players playing tonight in my fantasy football league. Huh. How about that? Things I forget, but I don't really care. But let's see what Prince Ali can do. As I have a sip of my Stella Artois. Hashtag not sponsored by Stella Artois, but I should be. It is my beverage of choice. Always looks like that car has eyelashes to me, but I don't know, that's just me. Anyway, let's see if he can keep it on the track this time. Ooh, goes a little bit wide there as Zemagolis sets the fastest lap with a 1:15.0. Got a feeling you're going to have to get into the 1:14s in order to take pole position here tonight with a full lobby. It is, Prince Ali does in fact get out of the way. So let's ride on board here with the man who currently leads the championship. And is in 2nd place right now. Hey, all right. Oh my God, I need to make a lot of points. Come on, boys. I hope he doesn't have anybody playing tonight. He probably does. Oh. If I have any chance of making the playoffs, I need to win. I digress. It's Dolph Hoist, now known as Dolph. That's a 1:15.1, which is good enough for 2nd at the moment. Well, let's see. Exploring the track limits, and I have a feeling the lap may have been invalidated because he does slow down quite quickly. Who have we not ridden on board with? Hans is in the pits. I don't think I've ridden on board with him. In it to win it out there on the medium tires. So there's a lot of action on track right now as we approach 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. In it to win it, he is sticking with these medium tires. Only 2 people right now on the medium tires. In it to win it, and JFD, the only 22 trying the medium tires. Both are outside the top 10 right now, so he's going to need to set a pretty good time in order to have to find at least over 2/10 of a second in order to get into the top 10. But knowing this man, he wants to do better than just inside the top 10. He is known for his reverse strategies when it comes to tires. It usually works out pretty well for him from what I've seen so far. But we shall see what kind of time he can set here in the Ferrari. Yeah, that's right. They added the DRS zone in real life, but they have not added it in the game, it looks like. That's interesting. Come out with that update. There's a DRS zone added to the track in real life. Why is it not added to the game yet? Come on, Codemasters. How hard is that? Of course, probably pretty hard, because there's a lot of other things they need to work out. Is get it to win it, sets a 1:15.9. Good enough for 8th right now. Let's see who else we have going around. Sir Harry Hotspur. Very fun names to say in this lobby if I haven't said that already. Let's see what kind of time the Alfa Romeo can do as he gets ready to go around Peralta. That's how you pronounce it. I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately, so I'm butchering the pronunciation. It's the only corner that I could even come close to pronouncing the name. The Recta Principale, the Eses Moises Solano, going down the Recta Transfera. Comes up with these names. I want to name some track corners. This corner is Porquilla into the S's, appropriately named because they are in fact S's. Recta del Ovalio, the Foro Sol, and Peralta. Adding in letters, so it's Peralta. I need to rewatch the Mexican Grand Prix and try to pick up the pronunciation from Crofty. Peralta. What can Sir Harry Hotspur do? 1:15.6 is we are in the dying stages right now. 5 seconds to go. Back on board here with Puff Digital. We followed him for a minute, but unfortunately he did invalidate his lap. So Zemagolis at the top with a 1:15.0. Doth in second with a 1:15.1. This man right here, only 5/1000ths of a second behind second place. Needs to find a 1/10 of a second and keep it on the track, and I think he did it that time, because he does look like he is still flat out as he approaches the stadium section. All these times as you cross the line will count now. Can anybody improve their position in the dying stages of this qualifying? Look at the man who is leading the championship too as he crosses the line. It's good enough for a 1:15.065. Less than 3/100ths of a second as Zemagolis picks up a 5-place grid penalty. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is going to knock him all the way back to 7th. Oh, that is an unfortunate way to end the qualifying. Let's see, is anybody else on a hot lap right now? Does not look like Destroyer. Looks like he is out of fuel. Not on a hot lap. Prince Ali's not on a hot lap, so I believe that is going to do it right now. Puff Digital taking pole position right at the end by 3/100ths of a second. Less than 3/100ths of a second. Zemagolis qualified in second, but I believe picked up a 5-place grid penalty. That will knock him back down the order. Promoting Doth into second, RC into third. Sir Harry Hotspur will end up in 4th. Bobby Teva in 5th. Gruesome Car will be promoted to 6th, and Zemagolis will be all the way back down into 7th. is Ryan. Is it must be a common occurrence, I'm guessing, Ryan, that Puff Digital takes the pole position. As we are going to take a quick break, and I'll use this opportunity to smoke a quick cigarette. This in no way promotes smoking. I'll be right back. All right, I am back just in time for the start of the formation lap. That is what you call the timing right there, so we'll run down the grid before we get started. Puff Digital in the Red Bull, lining up in pole position. Right behind him, Doth Thou Hoist in the Renault. RC7 in the Ferrari, lining up in third. Sir Harry Hotspur lining up in fourth in the Alfa. Bobby Teva in the Toro Rosso, lining up in fifth. In sixth, we have the Haas of Gruesome Car. Seventh, Get It to Win It in the other Ferrari. Hans in the Mercedes, lining up in eighth. Ryan in the Haas, lining up in ninth. Arbiga in the Red Bull, lining up in 10th. Sam in the other Toro Rosso, lining up in 11th. Zemagolis way down in 12th, so I must have... You got 2 grid place penalties. I would have said 5, but it must have been 10. All the way down in 12th. That is unfortunate. Stig in the McLaren, lining up in 13th, as we have a lot of chaos going on. Gem Mermario, that's known as Mario, lining up in 14th. Destroyer. Ooh, I guess the lobby is being restarted, so... Looks like the lobby is being restarted because I think it started a little bit too early, so... I believe we are restarting the lobby. Probably have to place the cars onto the grid once again. Premature start to the race, I'd say. I was wondering what was happening. I believe we are restarting the lobby. Yes, as many cars are ghosted on the front. I believe we are restarting, so actually I will just wait for the invite and go from there. That was probably be a little bit easier. We will create a new lobby. The stream will be put on pause for a moment, so I guess you could take that as the qualifying stream, and we will do the race stream in a moment, as we are in fact going to restart another lobby. We will be back momentarily. All right, it appears like we are finally ready. Everybody is in. I'm sure they have set the grid back to how it was. We can get ready to actually get started this time. Hopefully. Of course, the one time I come to commentate, we have all kinds of issues. Well, stream will just be a little bit longer. Just have to skip about those 10 minutes or so. What's going on? Thanks for joining the stream. Hope everybody's having a good time. Messages popping up. Yeah. Looks like we have a few spectators. Ferrari 1-2 on the cards. All right. Calling it now. Let's see what happens. We have a tight grid, so make sure everybody behaves themselves and we don't have any chaos going into the first corner. We shall see what happens. We just wait on people to ready up. I don't think anybody's going to make the same mistake as last time. At least everybody got a nice smoke break in. I'm glad you could join us here for the Mexican Grand Prix here in Mexico City. A very quick lap. Race should fly right by. Hopefully it's nice and clean and competitive. That remains to be seen. As we just keep watching the spinning circles. Can't remember the grid order or else I'd run down it. As we get on the formation lap, we'll give a quick rundown. Apparently, Zemagolas did get an additional 5-place grid penalty from what I saw in the chat. So, in fact, I remember he qualified second, but it looks like he will be starting in 12th, unfortunately. Wait someone to take care of something real quick. You see what looks like the Finnish flag being waved up there. That's an odd choice. The Mexican flag way down at the end. What the hell was that noise? It's the formation. Well, let's hope the formation lap is on, because not going to be running down the grid order quite quickly. Flag in the middle, the blue one with the circles. I don't know. I can see the Finnish flag for sure. Like the Australian flag down there on the lower half right next to the names. I never really paid attention to all the flags at first. As you can see, the crowd is awfully excited to be here. They are on their feet. Well, like 3 of them. Everybody else looks ready in anticipation of the start. As Destroyer has left the session. And we are still waiting. So let's see what happens. Everybody's anxious to get started here. As yes, we are finally on the countdown here. And we are getting ready to go. Someone else has lagged out. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Many things happening. Many things happening. As Destroyer disconnected. That is unfortunate. Hopefully he can get back in. As cars disappear and reappear. Alright, let's run down this grid one more time here. As now Duff has left the session. What is happening right now? Well, we may or may not be getting started here. Puff Digital in first. Doff, if he makes it back in time, in second in the Renault. RC in the Ferrari in third. Sir Harry Hotspur in the Alfa Romeo in fourth. Bobby Teva in the Toro Rosso lining up in fifth. Gruesome in the Haas lining up in sixth on the grid. Get it to win it in the other Ferrari in seventh. Hans in the Mercedes in eighth. Ryan in the Haas in ninth. Arbega in the Red Bull lining up in 10th. 11th is Sam in the Toro Rosso, followed by Zemagolis after his 10th place grid penalty. Doth somehow got kicked, and he is the host. That is interesting. Stig in the Mercedes lining up in 13th. Mario in the Williams, lining up in 14th. Prince Ali in the Alfa Romeo in 16th. JFD in the Renault in 17th. Zoink Zazu as here we go again. All right, I guess we're restarting once again. Oh, happy days. Oh, things happening. Yep. Everybody's leaving the session again. And we're going back to the main menu for a moment. And we can have another chat. I've never had to quite kill this much time on air, but, you know, things happen. Codemasters has their own thing. Fortunately, these kind of things happen. Host got kicked again. Yes, indeed. And we are having fun. Well, that's good, because I needed another drink. Because all this time has gone by, and I've gone through my beverages. I shall return in a moment after I get a fresh beverage. Alright. I am back as we wait for the lobby to get going once again. Hopefully it will be a little bit quicker this time. There we go. We have an invite. We are back in. Hopefully. Third time is in fact hopefully the charm. That is usually what they say. That they can get the lobby set up in a timely fashion and we will get ready to go. What are we racing or ping pong? So hopefully we'll be able to get going here very quickly and get this race going. Stupid notifications from me phone. I much prefer being a spectator than actually dealing with these races. Actually racing. I'm terrible. You know what they always say? Those who can't do, teach. In this case, those who can't do, commentate. I don't think anybody's missing an invite. Yeah. Be good, let's get it going. I prefer this actually, the Discord chat over the PlayStation chat. This is a lot easier than looking in the PlayStation messages all the time. My PlayStation is 8,300 miles away. That is a long way away. Remote play. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. Why's your PlayStation so far away? Steer with your phone. Yeah, why not? Download the F1 mobile app. Maybe you can link in. Alright, that was quick this time. Fortunately, Destroyer was unable to make this race, so we are down to 19 drivers. Maybe this time we will get through the formation lap. Fingers crossed. You can't see me, but I'm crossing my fingers right now. That was a lot less time than the last one. They were on it this time. Third time is the charm. We are gonna get going here. Remember your setups, remember your tires. No need for a setup. Everybody go with default setups. Go with default. It's easier that way. Alright. Let's get everybody loaded in and get ready to go. There are always going to be some technical issues here and there. Things happen. So once again, for the third time, welcome to the Mexican Grand Prix. And for Zenith Online Racing, I am Caddy Damas, filling in for Get It to Win It, who is racing this evening. I am glad to be here. Hopefully we are in for a fun, exciting race, providing we actually get past the formation lap this time. And and no one gets kicked. Like I said, fingers are crossed. Nothing happens. But one can never be sure until we actually get onto the grid and the lights go out and we start racing. So as we wait for everyone to ready up, you know, it really bothers me for some reason that the finish flag is so prominent. I don't understand. Why wouldn't, like, the Mexican flag be the first one you see for whatever race you're at? I don't know. I see the Italian flag way. No, that is the Mexican flag way in the distance because it's got the thing in the middle, not the Italian flag. I can't tell what this one is right in the front here, right above the Toro Rosso garage, but whatever it is, that's what it is. I'm confused by the blue with the, just like the European flag. I guess it must be. This is just getting roasted. Hopefully this time. Yes, in fact we are counting down once again. This has gone much quicker than the last time, so we are going to get ready to go. Now you can ready up, New Jersey. 10 seconds to go to start the formation lap. Fingers crossed that nobody gets kicked this time. And in fact, it is go time. And we are loaded in once again for the formation lap. For the third time, we will quickly run it down the grid. Puff Digital in the Red Bull, lining up in first. Doth Thou Hoist in the Renault, lining up in second. RC in the Ferrari. I almost said McLaren because the race is Sunday nights in the McLaren. But he's in the Ferrari this evening, lining up in third. Sir Harry Hotspur in the Alfa Romeo in fourth. Bobby Teva in the Toro Rosso, lining up in fifth. Gruesome Car in the Haas in sixth. Get It to Win It in the other Ferrari in seventh. Hans in the Mercedes, lining up in eighth. Ryan in the Haas, lining up in ninth. Arbiga in the other Red Bull in 10th. Sam in the Toro Rosso in 11th. Zemagolis, after the 10th place grid penalty, is in 12th in the Mercedes. Stig in the McLaren, lining up in 13th. Mario lining up in 14th in the Williams. Brent Crystals in the McLaren in 15th. Prince Ali in 16th in the Alfa Romeo. JFD in the Renault in 17th. Zonks Zazu in the Racing Point in 18th. And No Jersey in the other Racing Point, lining up in 19th. His Destroyer was unable to make this one. He must have had someplace he had to go. Get a little bit of telemetry, some lap data, and some fitted tires up here. As you can see, actually a very good selection. Nobody going onto the hard tires, so that is going to be interesting. I figured there would be at least one or two guys down at the back of the grid that might go onto the hard tires and then onto the softs, but in fact that is not the case. We have just softs and mediums. Get It to Win It, the only one inside the top 10 going on the medium strategies. The man is known for his reverse strats. As all the cars finally make their way onto their starting positions and the lights are getting ready to come on, and we are going to start the Mexican Grand Prix here on Zenith Online Racing. As we wait for the lights to come on, 5 red lights, and they're off. And it looks like Doth Thou Hoist got a pretty good start, but Puff Digital got a better one. RC and Sir Harry Hotspur just shooting up the inside. Come on, cameraman, flip to the other view. Thank you, sir. Harry Hotspur down the inside of the Ferrari of RC, but RC is going to get the inside line on the second corner. In fact, he does keep second place. Off that hoist all the way back down into fifth. He did not get a very good start, it looks like, as Zemagolis has retired from the session. Qualified second, but after the grid penalty, and now he is out. That is unfortunate, as it looks like the loser on that one was Dothau Hoist. Arbiga making up some positions as they are battling side by side here, getting ready to go through the S's, and Arbiga gets through ahead of Ginna to win it. Prince Ali has gotten up into 8th place. What a start for the Alfa Romeo as the Toro Rosso of Sam runs a little bit wide. And that's going to let Gruesome in the Haas get a bit of a run. The other Toro Rosso right behind him. They are already getting ready to cross the line to finish at lap 1. Puff Digital leads RC by 9/10 of a second. Sir Harry Hotspur in 3rd. Doth is recovering, has gotten back up into 4th place. Now he's trying to chase down Arbiga up into 5th. Let's see who the biggest movers were. Well, that's not well. To the position changes, and Prince Ali has moved up 9 positions from the start of this race. Hans has dropped back down 9 positions. He is in the pits right now as his teammate Zemagolis unfortunately retired on lap 1, as looks like Sir Harry Hotspur wants to challenge for 2nd place here. Let's go back to the tires that were fitted. It always is interesting to see what kind of tires we have going on, and let's see where some battles are down the field. Right now, it looks like we have a pretty good battle shaping up here between Arbiga Ginna to win it, Prince Ali. Sam going for the move, can't quite get it done, and Prince Ali, he gave it a go, but I don't know if that move was ever there. As the Haas, a gruesome car, looks like he is going to be challenging that Renault in just a moment, as Sam is right on the back of Prince Ali. Right now, we're getting some gaps spread out at the front of the pack as we have some really good battles here farther down the field. This is where I wish I had another commentator to keep an eye on some of these battles, because I can't watch all of them at the same time. Let's see what's going to happen. It looks like Ginna to win it is going to try to make a move on Arbiga, not quite close enough. We are on lap 3, so DRS will be enabled here. May be able to use DRS coming out of turn 3 to get by. Or maybe DRS. Don't know why DRS isn't enabled. We are on lap 3. Huh, that's interesting. We have the same glitches that happened in Abu Dhabi in the real life Grand Prix. We're not going to see DRS till like lap 18. Hitting back shuts into another car. One damage machine, everyone's starting from there. Oh, that is unfortunate for Zemagolis. Not the way you want to race. You want to have your race ended, as RC is all over the back of Puff Digital here as they go around. When we get this corner right, Heratalda, I believe is how you pronounce it. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. DRS now is definitely open as RC is looking to the inside, but not quite close enough, as these two have stretched out a 3.5 second gap over Dothau Hoist, who has gotten by Sir Harry Hotspur. But now can RC make a move? Not quite. I'm guessing he's going to have to stay behind now for the rest of this lap. With DRS enabled, we are going to hopefully see some battles. Hard to stay in DRS range around some of the twisty bits of this track. You can get too close, get a little bit of understeer, and it puts you right out of it in a split second, but he is still in DRS range as we speak. And Zoink Zazu has picked up a penalty. Take a look down the field. Who else do we have? Oh, with some close battles here. This guy should be getting we have just an absolute train of cars here behind Sir Harry Hotspur, with Arbiga right on his tail. We could see some passing as we get down into turn 1. He's trying to break the slipstream, but it's a very tough track to break the slipstream on. Undercut is very powerful, yeah. The undercut in this game does seem to be very powerful, as Get It to Win It looks to the inside of Arbiga, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get the move done. Not quite. As these two battling, that's going to allow Sir Harry Hotspur to open up a little bit of a gap. As Get It to Win It now looks again to the inside. This time, can he get the move done? They are side by side here. And it looks like the Ferrari does in fact get the move done this time. Yes, he does. Let's go to the front and let's see if RC can stay on the back of Puff Digital, as they have stretched out a gap of about 3 seconds to the car behind him. Doth has recovered nicely after the rough start. Got his way back up into 3rd place. But you know he wants to be back up there fighting with the rest. It's Get It to Win It has gotten by Sir Harry Hotspur going into the stadium section. Just caught that on my screen very briefly, as we have some great battles shaping up here. Get It to Win It looking awfully fast here on these medium tires, as now he looks to try to close that gap down to Doth. And RC not quite close enough. I do really enjoy that camera view. Why can't we stay with that one? Let me have that as a choosable camera view next year. Let's see if he can get the move done going into turn 4. I'm not sure that he's going to be close enough, even with the help of DRS. And no, he is not. There's a very short DRS section. If you're not right on the tailpipe of the car in front of you coming out of turn 3, it's going to be very tough to get that move done. We saw earlier with Get It to Win It trying to go by Arbiga, who has lost some positions and has gone a little bit wide there, as Get It to Win It does pick up a 3-second penalty. Arbiga has dropped back into 9th place. He has got some work to do to get back up there. He was running as high as 5th at one point, possibly even 4th. RC is staying on the back of Puff Digital. But Doth in that Renault has been whittling that gap down, and he's gotten the gap down to 2.4 seconds as Bobby Tava picks up a 3-second penalty. 3-second penalties coming at you fast and furious all around this track. Very easy to track extend here. It looks like RC is just out of DRS range. He's going to have to rely just solely on the slipstream now, as Doth is closing that gap down. RC does get back within a second, but I think it might have been a little too late. Not inside the DRS range, so that is unfortunate right there. And it looks like Brent Crystal is going by Arbiga up into 8th place. Arbiga looks like he may have possibly some wing damage. He is losing some positions. JFD has gotten himself up into 10th place in the Renault and within DRS range. Is he going to be the next one to make a move on the Red Bull? Doesn't look like it going into turn 4. But we have quite a train of cars right here, bookended by some McLarens. Brent Crystal's in 8th and Stig in 11th. So fighting for these last few point positions right now early on in this race. And Doth is really closing that gap down to RC. He has gotten it down under 2 seconds right now. RC is going to have to get a move on. Or is Doth just that fast? Because he is really looking like a man possessed right now after that start. He wants that 2nd place back, and he wants to be up there challenging Puff Digital for the win. I would very much like you to score. I need all the points I can get right now. RC keeps closing that gap up, but he can't get within a second to be able to use that DRS and get even closer to Puff Digital. The question is, who will be the first one to blink and come in for an early pit stop? Undercut around here could be quite strong. At the same time, you don't want to be coming out into traffic, so you're going to have to pick just the right moment to get into the pits and be able to come back out into clean air. Who will be the first one to blink? tell you what, the Renault here of Doth is really showing some great pace because he has closed that gap up. He was 3 seconds behind RC at one point, and now he is closing that gap up to almost within DRS range. I think he might be within DRS range as he crosses the detection point. So we could see a battle here yet there. I think he's going to have DRS, so we could see a challenge for second place coming up here. We could have a three-way fight for the lead of this race before too long. RC is hanging close to Puff Digital, but he is not getting close enough to get DRS and be within range to make a move. The way this Renault is going, he could be within range awfully soon as he has DRS and he is right behind the Ferrari. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move down into turn 4, but that gap has significantly come down. Let's see where we have some other. Looks like we have a Racing Point battle here in the back as Zoinks is going to the inside with DRS and he is getting by his teammate. It looks like squeezes him out just a little bit. And yet he does get that move done. It's past New Jersey. Further down the field, we have Sam closing up on the Williams of Mario, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move right now. Possibly going for the switchback here, coming out of turn 3. As Mario does pick up a 3-second penalty, or was that? It was 5 seconds. Flew by so quick on the screen, I missed it. As Doth has gotten by RC now for second place, as RC is coming into the pits. He's going for that early undercut. Get it to win it up into third place right now. Question is, where will RC come out? Will he come out into traffic? I think you could see that Renault coming, so he decided he was going to be the first man to blink and go into the pits as we have a yellow flag somewhere in sector 2. Not sure exactly where that is. And we'll see if we see anything as these guys approach that sector. Right on board, that's the easiest way to see it, and in fact it is now gone. Not sure who the yellow flag was for, but RC looks like he has come back out into 9th place. So he is going to have to pass a few cars to get out, to get back up near the top. That is the problem going for that early undercut. The field spread has not happened yet. And when you're that close, you're going to have to make a lot of passes and you're going to have to use some tire life. Now here we go with the graphical glitch again where it says he's on the mediums, and I have to believe he's on the mediums, yet showing he's on the softs. God, I love this game. And New Jersey staying right behind Zoinks, so he is looking like he wants to possibly get that position back. He can stay close enough as Puff Digital and Goff both come into the pits. They're responding to RC pitting early. So let's see where they come out. As Ryan knows that we have many people coming into the pits as Puff Digital comes out. It looks like he is going to come out in 4th place, perhaps 5th, as JFD looks like he is going to be able to get by. And RC is right on the back of these two, but Doth does pick up that position. Now RC has 1 lap older tires. Is that going to make much of a difference come the end of this race? You never know. You can see these guys are all in a lot of traffic right now, so this actually could benefit Get It to Win It, who is running in clean air on these medium tires. He can put some good laps in, which I know he is capable of. Perhaps going with the alternate strategy could pay off, because he could go on to some fresh soft tires near the end of this race and come out in a pretty good position, as the rest of these guys are going to have to battle. They are stuck behind traffic right here. Puff Digital appears to be in a Renault sandwich right now, and I don't think that's where he wants to be. I don't remember him saying he wanted to be filling in a Renault sandwich. DRS assistance, it looks like he is going to be able to get by. The Renault in front of him also has DRS. Is he going to be able to make the move going into turn one. We've seen a lot of people go for the move, then end up not being able to get it done, but it looks like he is in fact going to be able to get it done. And that puts a car in between him and Doff. It looks like the other Renault is getting out of the way. He knows that is not the fight he is in today. As JFD moves to the side. The top three from this race, the net three, right here. Question is, are they going to be able, as Hans has retired from this race? That is unfortunate. So both Mercedes, bad day for Mercedes here, as they are both out of the points. We are already a third through this race, and there has been a lot of action up and down the field. This battle for what will end up probably being the net lead of the race, although Get It to Win It is throwing down some laps, and he has increased his gap behind to 12 seconds to the Alfa Romeo of Sir Harry Hotspur, who is, I can't tell who he is being followed by. Looks like somebody who had disconnected, but Puff Digital going by the McLaren of Brent Crystals before they even got to turn one, and he is back up into third place, as now there is a car between him and Doff, with RC all over the tailpipe of Doff Valhoist, but with them both having DRS, it is very tough to get by. As we go further down the pack here, we have Stig in the other McLaren closing up to JFD in the Renault. I'm going to keep an eye on those gaps at the front, as now the gap between first and second is almost 15 seconds. Although Puff Digital is reeling in Sir Harry Hotspur quite quickly. As Doff needs to get by this Renault as quickly as possible, because that is increasing the gap to Puff Digital, and it's going to make it even tougher to get by, as RC is still all over the tailpipe of the Renault in front of him. As they get ready to, as there goes Sir Harry Hotspur into the pits. Now Puff Digital needs to chase down, Get It to Win It, but that gap is 16.8 seconds, 0.7 seconds, excuse me. So that is going to be a tall order, as both Doff and it looks like RC, is he going to be able to get by the McLaren as well? Is going to be close, but yes, in fact, he does get by, but now that gap to Puff Digital is 2.3 seconds, so excuse me, he is going to have to put in some laps to catch back up to Puff Digital here, as Get It to Win It is right now looking in a pretty good position if he can keep putting some laps in. Perhaps make these medium tires last to about lap 20, maybe about 22 or 23. Make a late pit stop onto the soft tires, and he could be sitting pretty, as Stig is still all over the back of JFD, still looking for a way by and has not been able to find it. Right now, this is one of our closest battles on track. Battle for third between Doff and RC is also quite close, as it looks like JFD is getting by, is trying to get by the other McLaren, and in fact he does, as the sign is just directly in the way, as, oh, that was interesting. I've never seen that quite happen before, as they went into the pits, but RC getting by Doff for second, well, third place, probably net second place, as Puff Digital is closing that gap down to Get It to Win It. As apparently Hans had a brake pedal fail. That's why he ran into the back of Zemagolis. That is, it's unfortunate, but I know how that can happen, because I've had that happen to me, and it's not fun. Now Doff needs to get back by RC. All this battle in between the two of these guys has just allowed Puff Digital to pull away. The gap behind him is 3 seconds now. That must have been Bobby Teva, I believe. Yep. There's Bobby Teva being lapped there. So 14.9 seconds is the gap right now between first and second. Get It to Win It still has not come into the pits, and I have a feeling it will be a few more laps before he comes into the pits. Let's see how many stops. Stig has also not come into the pits yet. Also on the medium tires. Everyone else has come in. Sir Harry Hotspur going on the hard tires, along with JFD and Brent Crystals. They are the only ones on the hard tires at the moment, so these guys must think that they can make the mediums last until the end, as Doff looks for a move into turn 4, but he locks up the front left and he's unable to get that move done, as he is just pestering the Ferrari of RC in front of him. We are going to keep an eye. This is the closest battle on track right now, so this is the one to watch for, as right now it's for third place, but this could be for net second and third, depending on where Get It to Win It can come out after he makes his pit stop. I don't know why I left that up on screen. But let's see if the Renault can use DRS to get by the Ferrari. No place other than sim racing would you be saying that these days. If we ever have a break in the action, I want to take a quick look at penalties and see what we're looking at here. As Get It to Win It comes into the pits. That seems a little bit early to me. Either that or it's telling me that he is going to go on to a two-stop strategy. Is that, or he thinks he can make those soft tires last until the end. That seems like an awfully big ask to me, but right now, Puff Digital back in the lead of this race. Gap behind him, 3.5 seconds to the Renault of Daw. RC half a second behind him, as these guys have just been trading positions and allowing the Red Bull to pull away in front. Any other close battles? It looks like Sam is closing up to the back of the Haas of Gruesome for that last points paying position. Might only be 1 point, but it's an important point. Any point is an important point. As we're going to follow these guys, as Arbeca picks up a 3-second penalty. Who the biggest movers are now that So Stig right now was yet to come into the pits. As I say that, he comes into the pits. Was one of our biggest movers, but this man right here, Prince Ali, up 9 positions right now. So that is really well done by Prince Ali. Move up the field as he is done, as these two are still battling it out as they get into the tight, twisty pits. Let's just take a quick look at penalties and see where we're sitting. Zoinks with a 3-second penalty. Sam with a 3-second penalty. Get It to Win It, 3 seconds. Bobby Teva, 3. Sam with a 5-second penalty. Zoinks with another 3-second penalty. Mario with a 3-second penalty. So we got Brent Crystals, 3 seconds. RC with a 3-second penalty. Puff Digital with a 3-second penalty. Gruesome, 3 seconds. Prince Ali, 3 seconds. Brent with another 3 seconds. No Jersey, 3 seconds. Arbeca, 3 seconds. Sam with another 3 seconds. So, right now at the top, Dolph is the only one without a penalty. As we could have a Ferrari battle here as RC picks up another 3-second penalty. And it looks like Get It to Win It is going to go flying by on these fresh, soft tires. As now he is into third place, so he has moved up nicely as he picks up another 3-second penalty. We could have a penalty ridden race here if we're not careful. It could come down to who gets the least amount of penalties. And right now, this is the man that does not have any penalties. So now the question is, can he make these tires last to the end, or has he used too much life trying to go through traffic and get by cars? That is one thing that always remains to be seen. You go for that undercut, that's the one thing you risk. You lose that tire life trying to fight through traffic and get those positions back. Get it to win it is closing up hard on the back of that Renault. Renault had a battle with one Ferrari, now he's going to have a battle with the other one. Get it to win it. Look pretty darn strong here in this race. Come off the throttle a little bit more than he probably would have liked right there, just to not run into the back of the Renault. I think with DRS assistance, he is going to get this move done pretty cleanly before they ever approach turn 1. And yes, indeed, that move has been done. Get it to win it all the way up into second place. And you see, he does have a decent amount of DRS left, as does Puff Digital. Dolph has used a good amount of his. RC looks like he is possibly saving up some battery. Back in 5th, man, we haven't talked about too much. Ryan in the Haas. Prince Ali running in 6th currently. Sir Harry Hotspur on those hard tires running up there in 7th. Arbiga looks like he has come into the pits. Gruesome in the other Haas running in 8th currently. Stig in 9th. JFD in that last points paying position at the moment in the Renault. Just outside the points we have Brent Crystals in the McLaren. Zoink Zazu in the Racing Point. Arbiga just comes out of the pits in the Red Bull in 13th at the moment. No Jersey in the other Racing Point in 14th currently. Sam in the Toro Rosso in 15th, followed by his teammate Bobby Teva back in 16th. And then so far we've had both Mercedes of Hans and Zemagolis out of this race, as has the Williams of Mario also retired from this race. But Get It to Win It is closing this gap up very quickly on Puff Digital. So seems to me like he's going to use a lot of life out of these soft tires and perhaps have to go on to a fresh set near the end of the race. Let's see who currently has the fastest lap. That's the wrong thing. Get It to Win It currently has the fastest lap. So perhaps we could see that's I have a feeling we may see some of these guys come in for another pit stop. It's going to be very tough to make these soft tires last until the end of the race. Did he get close enough before that DRS protection point? Able to have DRS close up this gap even more. I think he's a little too far back. It does not look like he did. He does have a good amount of battery life left. Puff has about an equal amount of battery, just a little bit less to defend with. Ferrari is definitely closing that gap up. The other Ferrari is trying to chase down the Renault in front of them, so Ferraris are looking pretty strong, and your Forza Ferrari 1-2 might not be far off if they can keep up this kind of pace. We are on lap 22 of 36 already. It's hard to believe that we're already that far into this race, but it is just flying by. Look at the closing speed of the Ferrari here. Definitely going to have that Red Bull looking in his mirrors. Get It to Win It is just happy he's not commentating tonight. I think he wanted to stretch his legs and race because he is looking awfully racy this evening. Let's see if he can use DRS in the slipstream to get by the Red Bull. There's a move on the cards here. Let's go to this camera and let's see if he can get it done. And it looks like he is going to get that move done pretty easily before they ever reach turn 1. Well, that is one Ferrari up back into the lead right now. Can RC get his Ferrari? And there goes that graphical glitch where the tires keep changing colors. I know he's definitely on those medium tires. Let's Sir Harry Hotspur has gotten himself up into 6th, but Prince Ali started, I believe, down in 17th place. 16th place, and is up to 5th right now, so the Alfa Romeo showing some great speed. Right now the Red Bull is in an unfamiliar position where he has to chase down the Ferrari in front of him. It's just looking quicker and quicker by the lap as we're almost getting ready to start lap 24 of 36. These laps here just fly right by. It's going to be very interesting to see how this will all shake out when penalties come into play at the end of this race. And in the back of the pack, Sam makes a move. Zoinks goes into the pits. That's why Sam got by. As he is going into the pit stops. I don't care about how many stops. Show me what tires people are on. That's more interesting than anything else. That are the position changes. Thank you very much. Let's see what kind of battles we have going right now. It looks like JFD is closing onto the back of the McLaren of Stig in front of him. And the Haas of Gruesome not too far in front of him. To ride on board here with the Renault and see if he can get the move done with DRS. Pretty nice exit out of the last corner. DRS is active, and it looks like he is going to be able to get this move done pretty easily, as you can see the McLaren in his mirror. Now can he close up onto the Haas of Gruesome in front of him, as RC is closing that gap back up in front of him. And I do like this fact that the lapped cars now do ghost, although it was always very disconcerting to me to be driving through a ghost car. Always waiting for it to unghost, because yes, indeed, RC is coming into the pits right now. Definitely looking at a 2-stopper here for some of these guys. Prince Ali runs a bit wide. He is going to close that gap up to RC, but he may have to come in for some fresh tires here near the end of this race. We shall see. RC puts on a fresh set of soft tires that will easily take him to the end of this race on low fuel. So look for him to be very quick and trying to close this gap back up. But right now the gap is 23 seconds in front of him. We will see if any of these other guys at the front decide to come in. As Get It to Win It picks up another 3-second penalty. I'm saying this track is very easy to cut a corner, especially through those S sections, and pick up those track extending warnings, which 3 of those will lead to a penalty, as JFD has gotten by the Haas of Gruesome. JFD in the Renault up into 7th place right now. Got a bit of a gap in front of him to catch up with Sir Harry Hotspur, who has been slowly closing up Prince Ali. Hard tires may have been the one to go on. Easily make those last to the end, as Doff picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. That is unfortunate. That is not the kind of penalty you wanted to have picked up, as he is getting ready to come out of the pits. And let's see how close this gap is now, as he's about to get up to speed. There he is coming out of the pits right now, as RC is coming down the straight. I don't think he is going to be close enough right now. Puff Digital is also coming into the pits. Now the question is, will Get It to Win It come into the pits and put on another set of fresh soft tires? Soft seem to last about 10 to 11 laps. And after that, they start falling off the cliff, so I have to think that he is going to come into the pits. He may choose this lap too. He has 24 seconds to play with, so that should be enough time to get into the pits and back out. Let's see what he does. And in fact, yes, he is coming into the pits, so let's see where Puff Digital is. He is going through those S sections right now, as Get It to Win It picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. And oh man, just like last night's race, we could see this race come down to who gets the least amount of penalties. And that is unfortunate, because by my count, that is 11 seconds of penalties right now for Get It to Win It. He is coming out of the pits as Puff Digital is coming down. Can just see him in the distance. I don't think he knows of the penalty situation right now. But it is shaping up to be a race decided on penalties. I have a feeling, as RC was thinking about a move, but he was just a little too far back, and his name's not Danny Kvyat, so he decided to not try a torpedo. Well, this was the track too that Kvyat tried to, who was it, Hulkenberg? He tried the torpedo on the last lap into the last corner, and yeah, then he got penalized after and was complaining. Yeah, the torpedo. Oh, I'm gonna miss not having F1 till March. It's gonna be a long few months as we wait for it to come back. But there is always winter testing. And RC closed back up to that Renault as the top four. This is going to be very interesting. Really like to take a look at what the penalty situation is right now, because I have a feeling that right now Puff Digital is in the driver's seat when it comes to the least amount of penalties, and he sets the fastest lap with a 1:17.2. RC close enough. He does have DRS. Fuel is in the yellow. We are on lap 28 of 36. Where is the time gone? At least this restart took 3 tries, but we got this lobby going. And we have not been disappointed with this race right now, because we have had quite a battle here at the top. Really like to take I'm going to take a quick look here at the penalty situation, because I think it's getting quite serious right now, and we need to look for the top 4. So Get It to Win It has 3 seconds. Let's see who else battling for the top positions has a penalty. RC has 3 seconds, so they both have 3. Puff Digital has 3. Let's see. Get It to Win It. RC with another 3-second penalty. Get It to Win It with a 3-second penalty. So they both have 6. They have 6 seconds right now. Gotta scroll down even farther. RC has 9 seconds worth of penalties. Doff has 3 seconds worth of penalties and 8 seconds worth of penalties. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. 14 seconds worth of penalties. So right now, it is really looking like Puff Digital is in the driver's seat of this, because he has only 3 seconds worth of penalties, where the other drivers in front of him, Get It to Win It, in my count, has 14 seconds worth of penalties. Doff has 8 seconds worth of penalties, and RC, I believe, has 9 seconds worth of penalties right now. So right now, as it stands, it looks like this is how they end with this kind of gap. It's going to be Puff Digital, Get It to Win It, and then Doff. Just judging by the current penalty situation. We shall see what happens, because we still have 7 laps to go. Right now, do we have any good battles on track that we can keep an eye on? It's our biggest back here, 3.2 seconds behind the McLaren of Brent Crystals, who's trailing his teammate. Really, this is going to be, we're going to really have to wait to the end of this race to find out what happens, just because penalties are popping up so quick. I wish there was a way I could sort it by the driver's name. It's too much for me to keep track of one person by myself. This is where I need a co-commentator to be able to, as Get It to Win It picks up another 3-second penalty. Good Lord, I believe that's 17 seconds worth of penalties, unless he serves some of them in the pit lane, which is entirely possible. But I don't believe so, judging by his pit stops. So this is going to be very interesting because that could push him back to third place right now, depending on the penalty situations. And Zoinks is about to be lapped here by the Renault. Gets out of the way nicely. It's so much nicer with the ghost cars on a lap car because that would just be it's just a really bad spot in that stadium section catching a car. We are on lap 31 of 36 right now. We'll hop on board with our leader and see what kind of lap he can do, because he needs to stretch this gap out, and he needs to stretch it out in a hurry. Not sure. We watched the whole stream. Let's see, Prince Ali, who came in to put on a fresh set of soft tires, is trying to chase down the Red Bull of Arbiga, who is closing in on Brent Crystal. So we're going to have a little bit of a battle here for the last points paying position, I feel like. Right now, that is the closest battle on track. I'm going to stay on board here with the Alfa Romeo. Then we can also want, as Bobby Teva has retired from the session. Let's see what he can do as RC picks up a 3-second penalty. I've lost count of how many seconds these guys have of penalties right now. One thing I'm pretty confident in saying is that Puff Digital only has 3 seconds worth of penalties. So we shall see what is going to happen here near the end of this race. We have a yellow flag in Sector 1. We have 5 laps to go here. Arbiga has closed right up on the McLaren of Brent Crystals, who is on some old hard tires. Trying to go on the one stop may end up costing him some points paying position right here, as the Red Bull does have DRS. It looks like he gets that move done pretty easily, although the McLaren is trying to fight back as they go into turn 1, as they are wheel to wheel. They have to take the narrower line into turn 3, and that also allowed Prince Ali by for that last points paying position. So right now the Alfa Romeo are going to try to chase down the Red Bull in front of them. This is the closest battle we have going right now. We'll keep an eye on those gaps at the front, as they are on lap 33 of 36. So we are almost done with this race. It has flown by once it actually got started. And if you stuck with us for this whole stream through the 2 restarts, we thank you. It has been, we started streaming 100 minutes ago. That is hard to believe. Yep, that seems about right when I look at the clock now. Yep. I have to be to work at 8.5 hours. Happy days. But it's all good. This is much more enjoyable than anything else I would be doing at the moment, so. Let's see, as Puff Digital picks up a 3-second penalty. No, I can't say that he only has 3 seconds of penalties anymore, because now I'm pretty sure that's 9 seconds, or 6 seconds worth of penalties, as Brent Crystals unfortunately retires from the session. Let's see what happened to him, perhaps? No, can't quite see. As we have 3 laps to go now. This race is just absolutely flying by. These laps are so quick. There's been so much action up and down the field. I don't know where to look half the time. Right now, Get It to Win It, who should finish first on track. Question is, how will these penalties shake out? Because the top 4 all have penalties. As RC came into the pits for a fresh set of soft tires. Knew he had the gap in back of him, so perhaps going for a fastest lap, or just wanted some fresh tires. was resigned to where he was in 4th place and knew with the penalties he probably was not going to pick up any more places than that. So we are about to start 2 laps to go in this race as Get It to Win It picks up another 3-second penalty. And this could knock him all the way back to 3rd place. RC may be kicking himself for coming into the pits now after all these penalties shake out. It'll be very interesting to see how much time has been added on to these guys. As Arbiga is going to try to make a move on the other McLaren of Stig for 8th place. As this battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th is heating up, and unlike the real F1 TV director, I will show you a battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th when it's the closest battle on track. I will go back to the winner crossing the line at some point as Prince Ali picks up a 3-second penalty. These last few points positions could be based on penalties as well. There's been so many penalties in this race right now, it's hard to keep track of them all. I need an accountant on staff to keep track of them. But let's see what's going to happen as we are on lap 35 of 36 right now. Less than 2 laps to go. Let's see if the Red Bull can get the move done. Let's stay on board with this camera view, cameraman. As he thought about a late lunge, but decided better of it. Perhaps coming out of this corner, he can get a better exit and get DRS. Although the McLaren in front of him also has DRS. He does go to the inside. Is he going to be able to brake late enough and get the move done? The McLaren holds it around the inside. Prince Ali getting involved around the outside. Arbiga picks up a 3-second penalty for his trouble. Getting kind of sandwiched in there. And Prince Ali looking like he's going to try to get by the Red Bull. So these last few positions could also be played out on penalties as Get It to Win It has started his last lap as RC has set a fastest lap, so maybe that is why he came in for that fresh set of soft tires. As we will get back on board here in a moment with Get It to Win It before he crosses the line, which will be first on track, but depending on how the penalties shake out, who knows where he will actually finish. Let's see what is going to happen this time around as we have quite the train of cars right here. Can Arbiga get by him? And he does. And Prince Ali splitting them both. Trying to get by them both, but he does get by Stig. He does not get by Arbiga in the Red Bull. As Get It to Win It does cross the line in first. Will that hold up? No, it will not. So it ends up being Puff Digital winning this race after the penalties are applied. In second is the Renault of Doth Thou Hoist, and in 3rd place is Get It to Win It, who finished first on track. But unfortunately, penalties are a killer, as RC will be Doth Thou Hoist not happy with the pit lane, as RC crosses the line for 4th place. And Sir Harry Hotspur, who has moved up, who has gone down a position from the start, was Prince Ali. But JFD moving up 11 positions, coming home in 6th. And what is going to happen here for these last few spots? Ryan crossing the line, Arbiga right behind him, as lots of things changed around there right at the end. I don't know who ended up where. Looks like Ryan ended up in 7th, that much I can tell you. I saw the names flip-flop around, so I don't know who ended up with the other last points paying positions, but we were going to find out. But it is Puff Digital standing at the top of the podium with Doth Thou Hoist in 2nd and Get It to Win It in 3rd. As they celebrate on the podium, we will get the results up and we will see what happened at the bottom of the field, because I'm really interested to see what happened. All those guys' names are flopping around there. Give me the results screen here. And it is Puff Digital winning the race for Red Bull. Doth Thou Hoist in the Renault in second. Get It to win it in the Ferrari in third, followed by his teammate of RC in fourth. Sir Harry Hotspur in the Alfa Romeo finishing in fifth. JFD in the Renault in sixth place. Ryan in the Haas in seventh. Stig in the McLaren in eighth. Gruesome Car in the Haas in ninth. Prince Ali, the other Alfa Romeo, in 10th. Arbiga in the Red Bull down to 11th after penalties applied. Sam in the Toro Rosso in 12th. Zoinks in the Racing Point in 13th. Brent Crystals in the McLaren in 15th. Bobby Teva in the Toro Rosso finishing in 15th. No Jersey in the other Racing Point in 16th. And I ran out of room. I ran out of time there, but I've been Caddy Damas. I hope you've enjoyed the Mexican Grand Prix here for Zenith Online Racing. I hope everyone has a great week, and we will hopefully see you again. Good night.